Okay. Versatile Vigilante, Young Vince, Uncle Vinny. Man, got a fucking superstar in the building.
Oh, stop.
The legend EDOG, Eryn Martin.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Thank
man.
you for
And
having
she
me.
brought her own liquor.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
Today we're doing some gin.
Need that sponsor immediately.
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me.
Fire. Oh, that's fire. That tastes spicy.
Yeah.
That's a different gin.
I don't know if I love it or...
I kind of like it, man. Yo, gin reminds me of back in the day, like Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J. Like,
Yeah.
turn up.
Oh.
Just drink it.
You know what? I saw him at Smokers Club this year.
Wiz Khalifa?
Yeah, but he did his whole Cushion Orange Juice album. But he did it with a band, like a live band, vocalist in the back. Like, it was like a fucking, like, Elton John.
That sounds like a journey, a spiritual journey.
It was. It was so cool, though. I was proud of him.
That's fucking lit, man. So, yo, Eryn Martin, man. I've been a fan of yours for a minute, and there's so much I want to talk about. But I do want to just cover your background a little bit, like where you're from, for the people that are introduced to you right now.
Yes, I actually am born and raised... I was born in Milton, actually.
Okay.
So, fun fact, my family founded Milton. So, there's, like, Martin Street and the Martin School.
The Martins are running Milton.
You would think that we were, like, rich, but we're not. So, that's cool. But, yeah, it's a fun fact. And then I moved to Brampton when I was, like, 1 and never moved out.
B-Town.
Born and raised, yeah.
Yo, I've had so many people in here, like, making music and shit. They're from Brampton. I knew you were from Brampton. So sick to me how so much talent is from this one place. It's
Even
nuts.
Michael Cera, too.
Michael Cera's from Brampton?
Yeah.
Holy shit, bro. I've said it a million times. There's something in the water.
There really is. He's actually around. My dad saw him one time, and he was like, "Yeah, he's like just what he is on camera.
Yeah,
like, that's how
he's not acting.
He's not acting
That's
at all.
funny,
He just
man.
has lines, I think, and yeah, it's really cool though.
That is cool. Shout out Brampton, man.
I know.
Real shit.
Are you from Brampton?
No, I'm from Mississauga,
Oh,
but
okay, close enough.
close enough. But I feel like Brampton's always been its own. I don't know if you agree with that. It's always like stood on its own.
It's different.
It's different.
The people are different.
There's like two sides of Brampton, really.
Yeah.
Cool as fuck to think about, though.
Yeah, we're good people on the inside.
Hell yeah, man. Legendary. So growing up in Brampton, were you a music kid from the get-go? Like, what were you doing around there? Because it's not Hollywood in Brampton. It's not New York City, you know? It's not
No.
downtown Toronto.
No, and there's no music in my family whatsoever. Like, my family is always like, I don't know really what happened. But I think in high school when... I've always, like, been interested in, like, singing. I always had a piano and a guitar when I was, like, really young. And then I think when I got to high school, I was super into, like, Schoolboy Q and ASAP at the time and, like, Chance. Like, really into that, like, rap. But it was, like, underground kind of at that time. And, yeah, I was just, like, doing drugs and listening to them. And I was like, this is so cool. And then I was kind of, like, listening to some ASAP Clam's Casino beats. And I was like, it would be really cool if there was, like, a female doing this. Or, like, having, like, a female, like, harmony. So I downloaded, like, GarageBand and started recording on, like, my headphones. Like, you know, with the mic on the headphone. Yep. And I was just doing, like, background vocals. And then it just, like, spiraled from there.
With no training, like, just jumping in it.
Just jumped in it.
I love that, man. Pure inspiration.
Yeah. Fuck training.
Facts, bro.
Yeah.
Real shit. Just do that shit.
I've done, like, piano classes and vocal classes, and I just get really frustrated because I just don't like people telling me what to do. Even if they're right.
Very relatable because it's art at the end of the day, and it's like I have to find my own style doing this. Yeah. You can't tell me how to... You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Real shit. That takes the fun out of it.
You're so right. Wow, I wish we had this therapy session earlier.
It's going to be weekly now.
Yeah.
Hourly.
I actually will. I will come here weekly. We'll just talk shit.
Bro, don't be careful what you wish for. Cause I'm going to hit you. I'm like, yo, let's line this up. That's fucking hilarious, man. I like that you listen to those guys because I was listening to the same guys. And what I liked about them was the DIY, like, griminess of them.
Yeah.
Like, Schoolboy Q, fucking gang member. But he likes like hippie type shit.
Yeah.
Like it's like it doesn't make sense, and that's what I loved about it.
Yeah.
ASAP Rocky, Clam's Casino, like Houston beats, but from New York.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Like repping New York, which was really cool. And he was like a pretty
motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Pretty Flacco.
And it was like interesting. I'm wearing Schoolboy right now, actually.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay, I got something for you now. I do. Now that we're talking about Schoolboy Q, I got something for you.
Yeah, I'm like obsessed with him. I actually have seen him so many times, but I've never gone up and spoke to him because I'm a bit of a baby.
It'll happen.
Yeah, I want it to be natural.
He seems cool, man. He seems super cool.
Like too cool.
Just smoking backwoods.
Yeah.
Chilling.
Always.
That's an interesting type of sound to that time period, because I do hear that in your music, kind of like the dark beats,
but
very melodic. Unreal.
I feel like everybody around this area was into that.
Yes,
at, like,
it
a certain
hit.
Time. Yeah.
Live Love ASAP, that whole tape, crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like it hit well in the winter, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just
I
like
mean, it hit all year
all
round.
the time. So you would say those guys inspired you a little bit to start?
Most def. Like, I remember with Matt Morgan.
Shout out fucking Matt Morgan,
Shout out
man.
Matt Morgan.
Legend.
We went to, like, a Joey Badass. He was, like, another one for me. His, like, rap was just so raw. And we went to, like, his concert, and Underachievers were there. Absol was there. Like, those were, like, my core rappers. Like, I just thought they were so cool. And then when I went to Cinematic, actually, the security guard there, he was like, we were like talking a little bit about Joey, and he's like, yeah, I went on tour, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, cool. Like, I went to a Joey show, like, in Toronto. And he was like, yo, like, at Phoenix or whatever. And I'm like, yo, yeah. He's like, yo, I was fucking there. I'm like, this is what a small world.
Finding out you listen to the same music as, like, just random people is so cool.
Right?
It's a bonding experience.
Yeah, it really is. We're definitely closer friends.
Yeah,
because
man.
of that.
That's so cool. So after you made that first song, did you drop it at all? Did you show people? Or was it more just to fuck around?
So there's actually it's like a bit of a story. So I was always like making songs, but there was this one song that I made, and it was like a full song, and like it was a story, and I just called it $. And friends would always come over to my house, and like I was always into music, so music was always playing off of my laptop.
Right.
But I had exported this song from GarageBand to my computer, and my friend was like going through songs, and it started playing, and I was like, oh. And she was like, this is really good. Like, who is this? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, just some girl, like, I found on YouTube. And she's like, okay, like, who? Like, I want to, like, download it. I'm like, oh, my God, what am I going to fucking tell her? So I actually told her, I was like, yeah, it's actually, like, don't tell anyone, but, like, it's me. And she was like, she got, like, tears in her eyes. She's like, are you kidding? Blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I gave her the song. She put it on SoundCloud. Okay? Yo, I owe her, like, a home. I really do.
That's the good kind of pirating music.
Yeah, and that was the first song I ever made and then ever put on the internet. Well, I didn't. She did. And then it got, like, in the first day, it got, like, 3,000 views. And most of it was from people who went to, like, our high school.
Live.
And everyone was asking her, like, yo, is this you? Or, like, who is this? And she's like, no, it's not me. Like, it's actually Eryn. And, like, people were like, what the fuck? And I was, like, really embarrassed.
That's so fucking cool, man. That's an unreal story.
Yeah.
When she was playing it, were you, like, getting kind of nervous and shit? Like, fuck.
Yeah. Like, that feeling, like, I always have that feeling, even, like...
Like an anxious feeling?
Yeah, I just don't love listening to my music in front of other people because it's not like a poppy song that someone else wrote for me and I'm just singing it. Like, they're really my stories, and, like, it makes me vulnerable, so I don't like listening to it in front of other people.
I completely get that, man.
Right?
Listening to your music trips me out because I'm like, how am I relating to this girl so much? She's saying such real shit. Like, especially the tape you dropped last year.
Thank you.
EDOG Part 2.
Yeah.
Like, Ballet. Bro, that song's crazy. That's like a piano ballad. Like,
yo, thank you.
How Are You? Crazy, bro. I'm like, I think she's singing about some guy or something. I'm fucking feeling it. I'm like, this shit is crazy, man.
That's so cool that those are the two that you really feel with, because I co-produced those.
No way.
Yeah, so those were like the two songs. I'm always at home on my piano and recording, and those two were, yeah, the chords and everything was like structured by me. So.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, that was cool.
Do you take up piano like after you started making music?
I always played it as a kid, and I just taught myself with like YouTube. Like I would just YouTube different songs, and then through that I learned the different scales, and then just taught myself that. And I still don't really know what I'm doing, like, to be honest.
Keep it that way though, because you
Yeah.
do know what you're doing, because you have like, I feel like you have an idea and you can
Yes.
do it, you know?
But in like an uneducated way. I'm doing
Yeah, like you can't explain it to someone.
it. Yeah.
I feel that, man. That's very relatable too.
Thank you.
You said therapy. We mentioned therapy a couple times. I feel like your music is kind of like your therapy in a way. As funny as that might sound, like your vulnerability, like you said, I feel it, bro. Like, and I think that's something that not a lot of people can do. You hear a pop song, it could bang, but you might not feel it. Like your music has some deep shit in it.
Yo, yeah. I've been through some shit in my life, but yeah, they're really just like my stories, and I'm not trying to like make a hit. I'm not trying to like chart. I'm really not trying to do that. I think making music was my therapy.
Right.
In high school, after high school, going through life, and like some people do drugs and some people, you know, go to the gym, but like I just wrote music, and even to this day, like sometimes I'll get anxiety and I'll just like play some of my music and just kind of like, you know, chill.
I love that, man. That's beautiful to hear. That's like your art, and that's your baby, low key.
Thank you. Yeah, it is. EDOG Volume 2 is EDOG Part 1 is my baby, but Volume 2 is like my real baby.
It was very good, man. That was, so I first heard of you through, like, the first song I heard was Ball. Unbelievable song, and I want to
thank
get
you.
into that a little bit, but
Okay.
then like not too long after you dropped EDOG Part 2, so I'm like, let me check this whole thing. And that was, even I liked how you put all the videos out. You put out a bunch
Thank
of those
you. You're like a
yo, I'm a fan. I'm an
Thank
Eryn Martin
you.
fan, bro.
No, I
Yo,
appreciate it.
also Eryn Martin painted this. I don't know if anyone knows that. Real shit.
With my heart and soul.
I want to get into that too.
Yeah.
The painting shit. But yo, EDOG Volume 2 reminded me of high school, kind of when I used to listen to tapes, like song after song. Like I don't even do that shit no more, but this one, every song was sick.
Yeah, honestly, me either. Like, I don't really go through albums like I did when I was in high school. Like, the music is just a bit different, and there's a lot of skippable songs. But I
Exactly.
think sometimes the songs don't mean as much, and they just throw it on there just to call it an album, kind of. But yeah, no, me, I'm like, every song I make, there's like so many things that go into choosing the beat, writing it, and then recording it, and then mix it. Like, I'll re-record a song like 10 million times. Like, I'll even like go into a professional studio. I hate that, by the way. And I'm like, no, I hate this. And then I'll take it home, go into my closet, where it's just where I record all my music, and it's just something different about being by yourself. Like, even Missy Elliott has like, no one has ever heard me record because I don't need to impress anybody. I can just be myself and make mistakes and like have it come out 100%, you know?
100% understand that. It's like you're eliminating all the filters. You're eliminating like any outside distraction. Just, this is my focus right now. We're getting it.
Yeah. You know?
Real shit, man. So you dropped that song. Your high school was fucking with it. What was that like for you, man? Was that like a little shot? Like, holy, I might have something here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, really cool. I was not expecting like a positive, you know, feedback. Like I feel like a lot of people who make it are always like, you know, everyone doubted me, like fuck the haters, fuck everyone who said I couldn't do that. And I like never really had that in my career. Like everybody was always pushing me to do it because I needed that also. Like I'm not very like, fuck you, I'm a fucking rapper, I'm gonna be the #1 pop star. Like that's just not me. So yeah, it was like positive feedback, and I was like, okay, cool. Like let's just keep doing it, but like not serious. I wasn't serious about it until like 3-4 years ago. So I just I was working with some people from Brampton, actually. My friend Chev, he had like a core group, and he was like, you know, kind of mentoring me, helping me, and he thought I was cool. So he's like, I want to help you make music, and then I just kept doing it.
Love that. Very natural, very organic growth.
Yeah.
So you started taking it a little more seriously. What did that mean for you? Like just start recording consistently?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. My story is like so different. Not in like a cocky way, but like I just was like having fun with it. I moved after high school. I moved to Alberta to go work in the hotels and be like a ski bum or whatever. And I did that for like less than a year, and then I came home and I was like, I'm gonna go to school. But then when I enrolled into school, I was still releasing music at that time, like just on SoundCloud. And I had these people from New York, like, messaging me and being like, yo, like, you're so talented. We think you're really cool. Like, we need to fly you out here. We want to, like, introduce you to some people and work with you. And I was, like 18 or something. So I was like, oh, I don't know. But I just did it anyway. So I was doing school, and then on my reading breaks, I would fly out to, like, New York and meet people and work and stuff. And then I think that's when I started taking it seriously, and I was like, okay, like, let's just continue.
Okay. You were meeting different types of people in the industry, was it like a different experience that you were interested in?
What do you mean?
So what I mean, when I left high school, I feel like I was looking for some new shit to do. And I feel like that's a good example of, like, this is some new shit to do. Let's follow this a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, no one else really that I knew was doing it. Like, I didn't have any friends in music, so if I really wanted to continue with music, it was, like, a step I had to take, kind of.
You're right.
So I was like, yeah, fuck it, let's just do it. Like, I was, like, young, like, a stoner, and I was like, let's just, like, go meet people, smoke weed, make music, like, have fun. And I met, like, some really talented fucking people at the time. I wasn't really taking it in, but, like, now I look back on it, I'm like, yo, you did some cool shit, like, you know?
I love that, man. You start to have, like, a history now. You see what you've been through, you remember the shit you were doing, you're like, wow, that was wild. Yeah. That was cool as fuck.
Yeah, I need to, like, be a little bit more appreciative of the journey that I've been on.
That's natural, man. I think we all have to go through that. Like, fuck, every day, hustle, hustle, hustle. Oh, we did some cool shit, too.
Right? Like, you have to look back and be like, okay, you know, I came from somewhere. Like, I did some
100%, man. Yo, with you, too, like, you got millions of streams. You got crazy videos. You've done performances and shit. Like, you're more than most people can say. I did a lot of crazy shit.
Yeah. And that was, like, a really big learning experience for me, I think. So, like, doing music videos and, like, being in front of the camera was something I was just not used to, not comfortable with. Some people are very natural born stars.
Right.
And I'm not really that person, and I haven't really grown into that person still. I'm more comfortable, but I think that's part of who my brand and my image is, not being that person, you know?
Completely agree with you. You have, like, a mysterious vibe a little bit. Even when I watched your concert, you came out and the lights were all dark. I'm like, holy, this is crazy. And then they turn on. Okay, real quick story for you, man. I was so faded at your show.
Good.
Fried, man. Good. And the lights go out. I'm starting like, holy shit, what's happening here? But, yo, I loved your show, man, because that was the first day, like, masks shit was taken away, like, parties started happening more. I'm like, Eryn Martin's show was like a bookmark, you know? It's like, all right.
That's so cool.
It was so fun, man. All the homies were there too. That was a really sick show.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you came.
That shit. The black lights though was my favorite. That tripped me out, man. That was fucking sick.
Yeah,
it was mysterious.
Yeah, I was like really nervous for it. I knew that I was gonna do it from like a while ago. And then when it was like really coming time to it, I'm like, oh, this is like so embarrassing. Like all my friends are gonna be there, and like I'm just gonna have to like sing or whatever. But then like I changed my perspective, and I was like, no, we're going to a party. This is a party. We're all hanging out at a party, and I'm just the host.
Turning this bitch up.
Yeah, which I think I did.
You did, man. That was fire. And again, shout out TyriqueOrDie opening.
Tyrique.
Legendary.
Love you.
Gang.
And Dom for DJing. Like, honestly, I wouldn't... If Dom wasn't going to DJ, I wouldn't have done it. He like, makes me feel really comfortable on stage, and he gives me confidence, and he, like, does live stuff all the time, and he just knows how to, like... He knows how to handle crowds, so that was, like, huge for me.
It's like a psychology, kind of, I feel.
Yeah.
Real shit. How'd you meet him?
It's actually funny. I was listening to his stuff in high school. He was like he's always been a DJ, and he went to Mayfield. And for us kids that don't go to Mayfield, I feel like everybody just knows Mayfield kids for some reason.
Okay.
And he just was releasing with his friend like a bunch of mixes that they were doing, and they were really cool. And I was always listening to them. I was always a fan. And then I think that's how we linked up, was like through his SoundCloud. And then, we just started making music together because he was like, yeah, you're cool. And I was like, yeah, you're cool.
The universe aligns.
Yeah.
Live as fuck.
Yeah.
So when, okay, let me focus on Ball. When the hell did Ball happen for you?
Yeah, wow. So the time that I told you about when I was in school flying out to New York.
Right.
Well, I was meeting some, like, people who were, classify them as managers. You know, they manage producers, manage artists. They know people, especially living in New York. So my friend Giuseppe, he was helping me at the time, and he was sending me beats from the guy who created Ball, produced by David. What's his producer tag? I don't remember, but he's super talented. And I heard the beat, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And I was in my brother's room, actually, because I was like, I want to change the vibe. I don't want to be in my room and write this. So I just put my computer there, and I started walking around my room. And I was, like, kind of broke at the time, so that's kind of where the Sorry to My Mom, Sorry to My Dad melody kind of came. And, I literally just wrote it, and I just took it line by line, not even thinking that it was going to be a hit, honestly. I didn't think that at all. And then when I finished it, I sent it to Giuseppe, and he was like, yo, like, we got to drop this.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, I guess.
Right.
So we had it mixed by Joe. I still use him to this day because he's, like, a godsend. Because those vocals on that song I recorded in my closet on my
Legendary.
own with a shitty mic. And he just, like, mixed it and made me sound, like, way better than I was. But then he was like, yeah, we got to shoot a video. So we went to, like, the Hamptons, and I met these, like, little other stoner kids who had cameras, and then we shot I don't know if you watched the video.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hard video.
Yeah, we were in the Hamptons. Thank you.
So good, man. That song was definitely the first Eryn Martin song I heard. So fucking good, bro. It had this
Thank you.
like feminine side, but bang. Like, it kind of gave me Lil Peep vibes. I don't know if you're a Lil Peep fan at all, but
Cool.
like sad, but bangs. Like,
Yeah.
it's like a fuck you vibe.
Yes.
But also that very like personal feeling, you know? Real shit.
I love that. Yeah, it's crazy because I didn't think that song would, like, open so many doors for me in it.
Was that the first one that kind of went crazy?
Yeah, I think the first day I dropped it, I think that was like, no, because EDOG Part 1 I dropped on Apple and Spotify, but then Ball was like the first kind of song that I dropped working with these other people. And the first day that we put it out, I checked the Spotify artist app, and it had like 20,000 plays. I'm like, what? That's so crazy. How the fuck did that happen?
Fire.
Little old me.
Just naturally.
Yeah.
Because, that's an actual, like, great song. And I've said this to a lot of people. I feel like there's a thing where it's like, anyone can make a hit nowadays. Just, sure, but great music still stands out, you know? And I feel like that's a fucking great song. Like, you don't even have to listen to rap to really like that song. Like, it's not even really a pop song. It's just a great song.
Thank you.
Unreal, bro. And you're kind of talking shit on there, too.
A little bit.
What's the one? You ain't nothing more than a backdoor whore,
Yeah.
bro. Holy shit. I play that line so many times. No idea where that's from, but I'm like, this is crazy. This is a banger.
Yeah, I think vaguely, I think it could be about a bunch of different people, but my high school, there was a lot of girls that I was friends with and then not friends with, and a lot of them just weren't like really cool people. They
Hell
were just
yeah,
hoes,
man.
you know?
That's the ultimate flex. Like, I'm going to drop you in a banger here, but you're going to know it's about you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the
Yeah.
ultimate flex.
No disrespect to hoes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a hoe.
Absolutely not. We love you.
Yeah. Sometimes I can be a hoe, but there's being a good-hearted hoe and then being, you know,
A backdoor.
a disrespectful
A
backdoor hoe, you know?
Real shit, man. Yeah. No, shout out to you for Ball. And that now has, like, what? How many million?
Like 10 on Spotify, like 10.
Nuts.
Yeah, and then
So
I think
good, man.
my video on YouTube has like 600,000 views or something for
Yeah.
Ball, but then Do you know Trash Gang?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
uploaded like the anime edit to it, and it has like over like 1 million.
I did see that. That
I
was
think they
hard
were
too.
a huge part in helping the song blow.
Yo, do you remember this guy Justin Simfuckus? Do you remember that guy?
Tim Fuckus,
Yeah,
yeah.
he reviewed about Ball.
Oh my god, I know.
Yo, nuts.
I watched his videos when I was like really young.
Same, like high school, like elementary school.
Yeah, I mean, people were like kind of not very nice to him.
Yeah.
But I thought he was like kind of cool, just like being himself, doing his thing. And then I saw that, and I was like,
Legendary.
I didn't watch the whole thing though.
No, I didn't either, because he didn't review the actual video. That's why I like kind of turned it off.
Oh, he did the anime?
Yeah, I'm like, I want you to do the actual video.
Yeah, that would have been
But
better.
sick, man. That was so sick.
That's so random.
Random as fuck.
It was kind of a huge moment for me though. I was like, yo, T-Sim Fuckus.
For sure, man, because there's so many random cool ass people. Like, we grew up kind of in that internet age a little bit.
Totally.
Like even we're talking about ASAP, like the whole ASAP mob I thought was cool. Like, there were all those members.
Yeah.
You know, like any of those guys showing love to me is sick.
Right?
Random as fuck, but cool as fuck.
Yeah. And then we did the Guap Dad remix.
Yes.
Really cool. That was like a moment for me where I was like, wow.
Guap that 4000.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot the full
How'd
name.
that come about?
So Jonny Shipes is like good friends with him. So Jonny Shipes is like the creator, cinematic CEO of Smokers Club as well.
Right.
And he was like, yo, like this is like your really good song. Let's do like a remix project for it. Also, that was the time of COVID, so I couldn't fly to New York or LA. Like I was stuck. So we were like, okay, what should we do? We don't really have stuff to drop. So that's how the remix project came about. And he knows Guap Dad. They're pretty good friends. He does a lot for him. So he was like, yeah, let me just ask him. And Guap Dad, I guess, was like, yeah, this is cool. I'll do it. Because he doesn't really do everything.
No.
But if he fucks with something, he'll do it. So yeah, I guess I
got
think he liked it.
hell, of course he did, man. You got that to look back on now too.
Yeah.
Another banger.
I know.
Okay, we brought up Jonny Shipes.
Yes.
You were signed to him, or you are signed to him?
Was.
Okay.
So he contacted me in like when I was skipping school to go to New York. I think I was on a flight to go to Germany to see my boyfriend. And I saw my DMs, he messaged me, and he was, like, verified, and Instagram was way different at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, this is, like, who is this famous person? And he just messaged me and was like, yo, like, who the fuck are you? Like, I just heard EDOG Part 1. Like, I want to, like, meet you. Like, I would love to, like, offer you a deal. And so I did. One of the times I went to New York with the people that I was already working with there, they took me over to the cinematic office.
Right.
And I met him for the first time, and he presented me, like, a deal, but I was so young, and I didn't know what I was doing, so it didn't really happen, and I'm kind of glad about it. Like, I just, like, wasn't ready.
Okay.
And then he contacted me 2 years later, or we kind of, like, I don't know, the force just brought us together again, and he was like, yo, like, I still fuck with you, like, would you still want to do a deal? And I'm like, you know what, like, yeah, I think at this point I need it. So then we kind of, did a deal in
The deal
2019 or something. Yeah.
Was that like an instant change in your life, or did it not affect it too much? Okay, you're nodding.
Oh my god, yeah. It was like me just being like a freelance kind of singer, and then it was like, boom, you're in the industry. Like, that to me was the point where I was like in the industry, really doing all of these like industry things, like photo shoots and videos, and doing like the rollouts, like creating more music. What are we gonna drop next? Sitting with people and going through all your music and having to listen to it in front of everybody, and having to go into like Spotify and all these places and introduce yourself and talk about yourself, which is it's so fucking awkward and weird. But yeah, it was like,
that's
whoa.
how it goes. They take you to the big like places, and you have to just pitch yourself.
Sometimes, yeah. Like, if
Okay.
you're up and coming and they're kind of interested in you and what your sound is, like, it's always good to, like, meet these people face to face, you know,
Right.
make an impression on them, you know, reel them in to
Interesting.
your story. Yeah.
Very interesting. Was that like a cool experience for you, or was it kind of like, I don't know if this is for me?
Totally both. Totally both. Very, like, uncomfortable. Like, I didn't know how to do it. I didn't even really know who I was as an artist.
Right.
So having to pitch myself was along the lines of like, hey, I'm just like a stoner from Brampton and I just like make music on like rap beats. Like okay, cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what else to say. At that point there was nothing else to say.
Right.
This is me, take it or leave it.
I love that, man. But they fuck with you.
That's cool. Yeah. Yeah, I have a good relationship with like Spotify and everyone, and they're all like regular cool people that work there, so.
Very cool, man.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had to pull back from it a little bit at any time? Like, do you feel like it was taking too much of you as a person, like the music industry as a whole?
I don't think I ever like took a pause, but there was definitely moments that I was like, okay, wait, what am I doing?
Right.
Like, what really is my goal here? You know? Like, do I want to be the next fucking Billie Eilish, Dua Lipa, or, like, do I really just want to keep it maybe more under wraps and be in studios with people and write and just, like, keep it low-key?
Do cool shit.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah. But then I think COVID happened, and then I had that break of not doing everything, and I was like, fuck, I hate this. Like, I want to go back and, like, be, you know, an artist. Like, it's as much as it's hard mentally, like, it's still really cool, so.
100%, man, because that's the thing. We hear so much about, like, oh, man, it's hard to be what you want to be, but if you can't do that, you're fucked. Like, you have to do it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what you're capable of. It's like you can't just go back to doing some other shit now.
I know, and people always say, like, you have to be uncomfortable to, like, move forward, and I think that's so true, but I think sometimes you have to draw a line.
For sure, it's kind of a balancing act a little bit.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you just gotta fall back for a minute, but also understand, yeah, I might not like to do this, but we gotta do it. Yeah. Business is business, you know?
Yeah, you have to always, like, reevaluate and be like, what do I want to do? What are my goals? Do I really want this? Or am I just, like, you know, beating, like, a dead horse? Or what's going on here? But, like, as I said, like, music is my therapy. So even if I'm not, like, at the end of the day, like, the biggest artist ever,
right,
like, I'll always just do it because I love it.
Absolutely, because you're a real artist. Like, there's a difference. I was talking to someone. I was talking to a producer about this recently, where there's like a million rappers. There's a lot of singers, this and that, very talented people. But artists is different. Yeah. Artists is like you're putting a story in there. You feel it a little bit. You know what I mean?
And you have like creative control of like what your shoots look like, what your music videos look like. There's a lot of artists that don't care about that. Maybe they do care, but they just don't. They're not good at it. They don't know what they want, really.
Yep.
So, but I'm like the total opposite. I'm like, these are the colors, this is the setting, this is what I want it to look like this is who I want doing it, you know? I'm like very involved in that sense, but I think that's sometimes my downfall too, because I can be really picky, and it turns people away, and they're like, I don't know how to please her. Like, I don't know what she wants, but like I know what I want in my head, but articulating it in words sometimes is like kind of hard. It's
very hard. You know exactly what you want, but it's just like, I don't know how to tell you this.
Yeah.
100%. But I think it's good to be that way. I really do, because if you end up compromising a bit, I think you'll know. You'll like, it's not really what I want, you know?
Yeah, totally.
It's like, fuck it. I'd rather do it, be a pain in the ass if need be. Fuck it.
Yeah, I definitely am a pain in the ass.
Have to be, man.
I think I am. I mean, I'm really nice. Like, when people always say, when they meet me in studios or whatever for the first time, people always say, like, yo, like, you're too nice. Like, you're too nice for this industry. But then as soon as I start speaking my mind, people are like, okay, like...
They don't want the smoke now.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe you were better before, but...
That's so funny.
Should we take
another
shot?
Absolutely,
Are you okay with the gin?
I like it a lot.
Okay, cool.
I like it a lot. We got some other stuff too if you want.
Okay, it is kind of spicy.
I like that type of like weird flavor. I like weird flavors, if that makes sense.
It's supposed to be fruity, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't typically like fruity, so this works for me even better.
Yeah, I love doing shots. I was doing shots at my show.
I saw that, man. I saw that. Okay, after this shot, I want to ask you a funny ass question. Okay. You can tell me I'm an idiot if you want, but I'm very curious.
No, ask me anything. This is our therapy session.
Cheers. Do you still smoke? Are you still a smoker? Weed smoker?
Yeah.
Okay.
But not the way that I was. And I think a lot of us are like that.
100%. Bro, now I smoke weed the way I would have, like, made fun of myself for smoking weed back in the day.
Yeah.
Like, I'll hit a little bowl. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, it's so true. I'll, like roll a whole ass joint, take, like, 2 puffs, and be the perfect high.
Bro, a joint will last me a couple days now if I need it to. Like,
yeah.
So, the reason I asked this, bro, I was super fried at your show, like I said.
Yeah.
And there was a part in the show when someone handed you a joint, and you hit it. And then you drank right after it, and I'm like, yo, I feel like she drank to balance out the weed a little bit. Am I full of shit?
No.
Okay.
I think you just get me.
I got that because, bro, sometimes when you don't really want to smoke, it's not the right move. But you're like, fuck, I just did it.
They just handed me the joint, and I couldn't say no.
100%. I saw it because I've been there so many times where not on stage, but like with homies and shit. Like, fuck.
Did I look like I didn't want to take it?
To me, because I've been there.
Okay.
To the average person, no chance.
Okay.
But for me, because again, I've been smoking like since a kid too, bro. I was you as a kid.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Matt is my homie. Same type of shit. Like,
I was doing the stuff that I was doing with Matt. Yeah.
100%, bro. 15 years old, 16, turning up, going to school. For sure. So like, I get it.
But
I get it.
So I don't know if you noticed this, but once I smoked the joint, I started forgetting the words.
That's fucking hilarious. I didn't notice that.
Everyone says that they didn't notice, so I guess I played it off pretty well, but there was one point where I turned to Dom and I was like, we have to end. Like, I think we had a couple more songs left, and I was like, wait, I need to get out of here.
That's
like,
funny
I'm
as fuck.
wasted. I was kind of like, before I got on the stage, I was in the back room like, okay, I need to stop drinking.
Okay.
Because I was nervous, so I was like trying to balance the nerves. And then, when I smoked that joint, I was like, yeah, we have to get out of here. I'm like forgetting. And I think I was singing Swallow. And like, I know that song so well. Like, that song's my baby, and I was forgetting the words.
That's fire, though. That's a great... See, it's worth it for the story.
Yeah, right?
Amazing song, by the way, too. Swallow's top-notch Air Martin.
Thank you.
Just fucking swallow.
Yeah, I love that song.
Is that about kind of like, just like, let's suck it up, let's just do it type of shit?
Yeah. What do I say in the song? Know some petty bitches, but I learned just fucking swallow. Yeah, like, just fucking take it. Just take shit. Oh, yeah, here.
Favorite part of that song is the, needed a massage, so I turned all of the bass up.
Yo,
crazy. Again, relatable. Your music's very relatable.
Yeah. I think, like, writing back then, too, I was just on a different wave, because I was very heavy into, like, Schoolboy and whatever, so I was, like, very into, like, being grungy and, like, dark, and, like, I thought I was cool, you know?
Cool as fuck.
Yeah.
That's
in
real,
a sense,
though.
I was cooler than other people, maybe, but I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. It's a great
type of music, man. I love that type of music. It's like that perfect combination of that Schoolboy ASAP era to like I said, little peep type shit, which I love as well.
Yeah.
It's perfect blend of that, in my opinion.
Yeah, because he has like that sad boy, but
talking shit with melody.
Yeah. It's all about a good melody.
100%.
Even, like, the best rappers these days, I find, like, are including melodies. Because that's what hits.
It's what hits. I remember my buddy was like, man, you only you love hooks. Like, you love... I'm like, yeah, what the fuck? Like, what's a song without a great hook, bro?
Right?
Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't know how I used to listen to just bars. I love, like, the talent of it. Mm-hmm. I need some hooks, man.
I know. No, I think about that when I listen to, like, old Joey Badass.
Yes.
And I mean, I love it. It still hits. But I'm like, yeah, there's no melodies in here. And I was, like, fucking with it.
I got to sing along to something, man.
Yeah.
Real shit.
No, 100%.
Oh, man, that's an awesome story about your show, though. Was that your first performance?
Not my first. So before I signed with Cinematic, I did, like, some local Toronto shows with, like, my friend Chev and his friends. Yeah, not good shows, because I think I got all my friends. We got like an Airbnb, and we were just like popping Molly, drinking. At that time, you could smoke like 30 poppers and like be fine.
Yes.
So I don't really remember those shows. But then when I signed with Cinematic, I was like doing big shows. Like I did like Smokers Club, like a festival. I was like, what am I doing? I don't know how to do this. What am I supposed to do on stage? How do people do this?
How did it go though?
It was good. It was like I was like one of like the smaller artists on the poster, so I think I only got like 5 minutes. I think I did 2 songs.
Okay.
But it was like the best 2 songs of my life. I had so much fun. It's like an experience, right?
Absolutely, man.
You
All
need
those
those
experiences.
moments.
Yeah. It's like a little shot. It's like, oh man.
There was
Jolts.
only like maybe 20, 30 people in front of me, if that, because everybody was like coming into the festival at that time, and you're just like providing, elevator music, as people would say.
Right.
But it was so cool.
I guarantee a few of those 30 like really fucked with it though.
They did. Yeah, they made sure that they knew what time I was on, and yeah, they were like there. And then I just went into the crowd and like took photos with them, because like
sick.
Like it's so cool for me, and it's cool for them.
Absolutely. I feel like you also have a great grasp on that. Like I see like you respond to me, like you respond to your fans and shit. I think that's super important, man.
Yeah, pretty much everybody that messages me, well, not everybody, but if you say something nice to me, like I'm gonna message you back. I feel like even that's what everybody wants. Like, you're fucking with someone at the time and their music's really hitting you, and you just want to like message them and be like, yo, thank you for your music. Like, and then if they were to actually like reply to you, that's like so cool. So, and I'm not like huge, so I make sure that like I do that.
I completely agree, man. It's a great thing to do. It's and a great way of networking too, because you never know who the fuck is out there.
Yeah,
it's random as hell.
Yeah, I met like a lot of producers that way.
Yep.
Even like people who will do like graphic designs or like merch for you. Like they'll just like want to help you, and then like it takes having to spend a bunch of money on someone because like someone just fucks with you. So
100%, man. Giving out loopholes here too.
Yeah.
Giving out game, but it's very true. It's 100% true. I was laughing earlier though when you mentioned like, oh, doing poppers. Like, fuck, that's such a.
I was hoping you were gonna bring it up again.
Absolutely, man. So did you were always kind of into the turning up?
Yeah. I mean, I think when I first started smoking weed, the first time I ever smoked weed was with Grabba.
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Good for you, man. You're early.
I didn't really understand it. I was just like, cool, I'm going to smoke some weed, and there happened to be Grabba in it. But then I was like, oh, this is good. And then someone showed me what, like, a popper was. But popper is not a very international thing. It's it's
Southern Ontario, I feel.
Yeah. And even when I went to Alberta, there was people who were from Ontario over there, and they were smoking poppers, but no one else knew what it was.
Ontario thing. I'm convinced.
It's like a crackhead thing.
Yeah.
Crackhead Ontario.
But at the time, everyone was on that. Like, it was one of the only... Like, I remember... I never was a huge popper guy.
Okay.
I was always more, like, rolling up. But all my homies love poppers.
Okay. But like, would you mix anything with your...
Very rarely. And you know what's funny? I like to smoke a cigarette once in a blue moon, too. Like, I'm not anti-tobacco.
When you're drunk?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not even... That was, like, high school shit.
Yeah.
Now, no. Like, just a cigarette once in a while is nice, but I never really mixed it with weed.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That was probably smart, because it's fucking addicting.
It is, man. It is.
Even, like... Sorry, I keep mentioning Matt Morgan. Morgan, I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Matt Morgan, you're in trouble, bro.
You know, when you graduate and you go on your, like, grade 12 trip bender or whatever, so we went, like, to Wasaga. Yes. And we had, like, this party bus, or not a party bus, it was a school bus, and it was coming to pick us up right in front of our school. So everyone was meeting there, and it was taking us to Wasaga, and it would bring us home. And it was, like, me and Morgan and, like, a couple other of my buddies. And I swear to God, we talk about it to this day. We sat there and just ripped, like, 30 poppers each.
Just hitting peas, man.
And I think about it now, and I'm like, that's so disgusting.
Yeah.
Like, that's actually fucked. If I were to do that now, you would have to take me to the hospital.
Like, yo, what are you doing?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious,
like, just dig
man.
me a grave.
Yo, I said this to some of my buddies that I used to chill with a lot in high school too. I don't see them too much anymore, but when we see it, it's all good.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, you guys still smoke like we used to smoke? They're like, fuck no.
Okay.
Like, yo, we can't. It's impossible. I'm like, bro, back in the day, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, how is that even a thing?
I know. I think about it. I'm like, we were fucking crackheads.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Were you into the Molly and shit like that time too, or was that a little later on?
No, definitely, like, yeah, me and my girlfriends talk about this a lot, because there was, like, 4 of us, and they would come over to my house every weekend, if not twice in a week, and every time we would just pop, and pop, and pop, and pop, and at the time, we weren't, like, I don't want to say that we weren't addicted to it, because in a way, we kind of were,
Right.
But it was always just, like, we just popped and sat in my room, listened to music, and just had, like, the best time. And, like, sometimes we would call, like, our dealer, and he'd be like, no, like, I'm not giving you guys any more. Like, you guys are fucked in the head, go to bed. We're like, yeah, you're probably right.
Just geeking on Molly.
Yeah.
Yo,
It's
true.
not what it was. Like, Molly now is not what it was, I feel like.
I haven't done Molly in years, bro. I definitely used to do that shit myself.
Yeah.
And I like how you said, like, just vibing. Because I remember, like, talking and shit just on Molly was, like, super cool.
Yeah. You don't have to go
Also,
crazy.
super tweaking at the same time.
Yeah.
Molly always hit me hard. I don't know why.
No, same.
Always. Like, I remember some of my buddies were like, yeah, like, it doesn't really hit me. I'm like, how, bro? I'm fucking geeked.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Your
even know.
pupils are, like,
Yeah,
this
man.
big, yeah.
Fucking hilarious. But are you still kind of on the party scene? Or
No, not as much. Definitely not as much. I'm like a very homebody. I like being at home. So many people say that, and I'm like, oh, you're so like fucking corny, but like it's true in a way. But like when I party, I party. Like when I'm like going to drink, like I'm not enjoying my drinks. Like I'm going to like fucking get drunk.
Turning up.
Which some people might call that like an alcohol problem or like you're an alcoholic, but I think if I want to have fun, I'm gonna have fun.
No, I get that completely, bro. I feel like, again, very relatable for me because I'm a similar way, but
okay.
Like there is a time to turn up. Mm-hmm. Like I feel like sometimes you have to reset. Like I don't know if you ever get this, but sometimes my brain's just like, yo, I gotta go turn up.
Yeah.
I need to refresh right now. Feel really like maybe bad tomorrow, but it's gonna work.
Yeah,
in the long
and it's
run.
it's like a feel-good thing. But, like,
It
do
is.
you drink during the week?
Drinking, I've cut down a lot on.
Yeah.
I used to really like to drink, and I still do, but I don't do it as much as I used to.
Yeah, same.
But I still am definitely down to turn up. Like,
Yeah.
it's a vibe. It's a vibe. If the vibe is good, turn up.
100%.
Any other, even like whatever, like and name it. Like if the vibe is all right, I'm down.
Yeah.
If I'm not really liking the vibe, I'm not doing anything. Like I'm leaving. You know what I'm saying? Like it depends.
If the party not lit, then why would I go?
Real shit. Real shit, man. Also, you gotta drop that Molly Had Me Dead song.
Yeah.
So good. That was at your show.
Yeah, so that's a song me and Dom created.
Fire.
And I just have to, like, get it mixed and release it.
I keep remembering just that part. Molly Had Me Dead. I don't remember any other parts from the song. Hard.
I love that you,
Molly Had Me Dead.
connect with that.
Yeah,
or relate
yo.
to it.
Super corny, but that concert was like a core memory.
I'm so
It's like
glad.
one of the first like real turn-ups because COVID like had a lot of shit pretty fucked up.
I know. We didn't even know if it was really going to happen.
Yeah, because it's still like restricted.
Yeah. And
So
like
funny.
the venue could hold like a certain amount of people, and then they cut it in like in half. Or like at least like if it was like 100% capacity, they cut it down to like 75 because just to give people a
Some
little bit
space.
more room. But that song, I also performed it at Smokers Club this year. And it was like the same thing as it was the first time I did it. Like people were just kind of coming in. There was definitely a lot more people than the first time.
Right.
But when we started playing that song, like people were just kind of like coming, like because they were like, well, this is like really cool.
That song is hard.
That was a cool moment. I have to drop it.
Yeah, you definitely do.
This
That
is
needs
gonna
a
be
video.
the
Though.
promo for it.
Molly Had Me Dead.
Yeah.
Let's get it. You need a video for that one though.
100%. I love
Banger.
doing music videos.
Do you?
Yeah.
Love that.
It's like I'm like just a creative, so like doing the song is one part, but like creating a visual is like the best other part.
100%, man, because it's expanding what expanding what you already like.
Yeah.
Like it even more.
And I like watching music videos from like all my favorite artists, even not my favorite artists. Like it's something about putting a visual to something is just so good.
That's how I know you were a high school turn up kid, because that was the shit. Get faded, put on music videos.
Yeah, put on YouTube.
YouTube
Totally,
and chill.
Yeah.
Real shit.
I mean, even now we kind of do that.
Hell yeah. Yo, I love good music videos.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I like Ballet so much. Like, this is fucking nuts. Like, this is, I
Thank
have
you.
no idea what's going on here. Girls dancing and shit. Fucking hard. Like, it's visually appealing.
Yeah, so you watched the video.
I love the video.
Thank you.
Ballet's, I gotta make Eryn Martin playlist. Yeah. I'm gonna do that after this. But Ballet's high on there, man.
Thank you.
Love that song. Love the video. I showed my mom that song.
Really?
Loved it.
Do you, when you listen to it, do you have any idea of what it's about? Or?
Not really. I really like the part where it's like, till the wheels fall off. Something like that. I related, to me, my understanding was like, I'm in this shit. Like, we're going, let's get it. Like,
yeah.
Because I feel that way about what I do.
Yeah.
So, like, let's get it. Like, till I'm not here no more, let's get it.
Yeah,
so that's what I took from it. The other stuff, not really, but that's what I like about it too.
It's kind of just about doing stuff, like, about the music industry, and ballet is, like, so beautiful when you see it, but, like, when you get into ballet and understand the industry, it's so dark. It's actually, like, twisted.
Wow.
So the whole song is about, like, you know, kind of just going through the industry and, like, having everything seem like it's cool and pretty, but, like, it's really not. It's not that way at all.
I had no idea that's what it was about.
Yeah, so that's why the video is kind of like these really pretty ballet dancers, but like it's like edited, it's like kind of dark, it's like weird.
Very dark, and then you're in the end.
Mm-hmm.
You hugged her. I'm like, this is sick. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But it's so cool. Like I felt something.
It was, so the point of it was like, it's my own demon. Like, you're fighting your own demons.
Shit.
So she was the demon.
Holy.
And then in the end we just kind of connect, and we're just like, yep, everything's gonna be okay. It was actually really funny though, because the room that we filmed in was like 170 million degrees. So when we hugged, we were both like so sweaty. They're like, can you do it again? We're like, oh, I'm so sorry.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Was that your idea or your concept?
Yeah.
Wow.
All
man.
the videos are like my concept, because the label knew that I was like creative and like that it was important to me, so they're always like, okay, what are your ideas? And then like we'll bounce ideas.
That's amazing to hear. I don't doubt it. Like, I'm not surprised to hear that, because everything you do seems very crafted.
Yeah, in a way.
Even, you doing these now. Like, I saw you used one of your paintings as like your album artwork.
Yeah.
Like, I love that, man. Like, I see it. I've always been
Thank
that
you.
way about my favorite artists. Like,
it's so cool.
I'll remember like something they did in a vlog or some shit, and it's in a song. I'm like, that is sick. Yeah. Like, that's the stuff I like.
It connects you with the music a bit more too, like in a different way.
100%.
Wow,
man.
you're like a true fan.
I'm a fan.
So
Yo,
cool.
not even to dick ride you, because I will not say this if I don't believe it.
Okay.
But amazing artist.
Thank you.
Amazing artist, bro. Like you said earlier too, you're like, I respond to everyone. I'm not that big. To me, you're like a fucking star. Like,
really?
Hell yeah. Yo, shout out B, man. My homie, I showed him your music. He's like, what is this? This is amazing. My other homie showed him this. Amazing music.
Wow.
Like, yo, you got something, bro.
That's so nice.
You got something.
For me to hear.
And these are like guys, like fucking, like guys.
Yo,
guys,
that
you know?
is my audience.
Really?
Like on Spotify, on Instagram, like you can see who, like what your percentages of like male, female, trans, unidentified, or people who like are say other. And like men is like always like 70-80%, and then women is like 30-20, like
very interesting.
Which doesn't really surprise me, because growing up I always got along with guys better. I grew up, I have 3 brothers.
Okay.
And yeah, I've just always been not like tomboy, but just not like super girly. So I always connected with guys better.
That's exactly right. Like, you have a very feminine style. Mm-hmm. But like in the most respectful way, grimy and like
Yeah.
music. Like that's what I fuck with.
Yeah.
Like that grimy, like this girl's been through some shit. She's seen some shit. Like
Yeah.
I can't listen to like a clean cut like song. Like I can't relate to that shit.
Or like, you know, when like girl artists are making music or singing songs and they're like like singing love songs, like I hate that shit.
Yeah, because it's not real. Like who the fuck lives like that, bro? Like real life experience, love experience comes from some serious ups and downs, like
Yeah.
some bad shit and good shit. Like
Yeah.
I can't just listen to like some. It's not relatable.
It's not, and it's not nice to listen to. Like it's not like you
not
don't
fire.
like put it on and like
That's not
drive in your car
no,
and be
no,
like,
no,
yeah,
no,
this
no.
is cool. You know what I mean?
That's not that like basement 2 a.m. music.
Yeah.
Definitely not, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. So, you good to stay a little longer? Couple
Yeah.
more questions for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Might have to take another shot.
Yeah, I'm down, I'm down.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll
Fucking-
pour up. I'll pour up.
Okay, sick. I did just last thing about the label shit.
Yeah.
It came to an end recently.
Yeah.
Was that kind of something you didn't want to happen? Was it more mutual?
Okay, so what actually happened was, so Cinematic is an independent label.
Yes.
And so they kind of had a deal with Interscope, who was under,
Sony?
yeah, like
Something
they're
like
under
that.
someone.
Big
and
label.
a lot of Cinematic's popular artists were working with Interscope. So like Abby Jasmine and like Laquelle and people who had like a really big following on Instagram.
Right.
And then I think, yeah, one day I was in LA in like January or something, and I was with my A&R, Ben. Shout out Ben. I miss
Shout out
Ben.
Ben.
He helped me with the whole EDOG Volume 2 project. He was very involved and hands-on in that. He's like my angel. But
Lit.
we were talking, and he's like, yeah, there's like some talks about like them selling the label, and like that happens. Like that's just the industry.
Business.
But it was always like in talks. We never really knew if it was going to happen. And then I was trying to get a hold of Jonny. I was trying to like talk to him about like what was next, like what I was feeling, what I wanted to do. And I couldn't get a hold of him, which is not like him.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay, weird. And then I'm like contacting my team, and they're not really responding. I'm like, okay, weird. So then Jonny texted me one day, and this was like 2 weeks before my show in Toronto.
Okay.
He's like, yo, are you free? I'm like, yep. And then he calls me, and he's like, I just want you to know, like I love you. You're like my what's the opposite of a mentor?
Protege.
Yeah, like Jonny really fucked with me, and he like really helped me, and I really fucked with him. And he's like, yeah, like I'm selling the label. He's like, we're not really taking artists over. He's like, I could take you over, but you wouldn't have any control, especially creatively, and I know that's huge for you. So like,
Right.
if you were to do that, like you would just be miserable. So I was like, oh my God, like it was like so sudden. And then, yeah, like literally after that phone call, it was like, boom, I was independent. And I had to like figure everything out on my own. And in a way, I'm like really grateful for it because I'm learning a lot, but I also loved who I was working with at the label. Like everyone over at Cinematic was just really cool New York kids who are really talented, really artistic, really creative, really motivated, hungry to like work. So I miss that. But I also was a little bit unhappy because I was working with mostly guys at the label, which usually I would love. But I found that there was like some conflict, not like bad conflict, but sometimes I just found that they were like, well, this is what you should do. Like, this is what's cool. And I'm like, okay, but that's not what I want to do.
Right.
So in a way, it was like, okay, cool. Now I just get to do everything on my own. I don't need to like back and forth with anyone. But on the other hand, I was like, oh, this is sad.
Real shit, man. That's a very like mature way of looking at it though, because every time you stop something, it's never that easy.
Yeah.
Even if it's for the best, like
Yeah.
someone you don't really fuck with no more, don't want to chill, but you still feel for it. Like a label, I feel like it's similar. Like had a good time on it, learned shit.
Yeah.
Definitely gonna be nice to have full control, but yeah, I'll miss certain shit.
Yeah.
That's real.
I wouldn't
Cheers
be
to
where
that,
I
by the way.
am without them. So
Shout out Cinematic, man.
shout out Cinematic.
Let's get it.
Shout out Shipes. Shout out Smokers Club. Also shout out Ben.
Shout out Ben. Johnny Shipes, man. Last thing on that, again, I'm just very deep. I noticed little shit.
No, I love that.
I watched a Johnny Shipes interview, a podcast he did, and the guy asked him, do you ever sign people that aren't rappers? He's like, yo, there's this girl right now that is not a rapper, but she's so hard, and I'm trying to sign her. And I feel like he was talking about you, because it was a couple years ago.
No way.
Yes, I think so. I'll try to find it and send it to you, but
That's crazy.
I hope he's talking about you, because then I'll look like an idiot, but it has to be.
No, it
has
might
to
have
be.
because yeah, he wanted to sign me, and at the time I had a manager who was really awesome, but I think he rubbed people the wrong way a little bit, and I
Okay.
think he rubbed them the wrong way, but I was glad because like I did not know what I was doing. So, and then when we tried to do the deal a second time, it was like taking forever. It was like these lawyers are going back and forth, and me and Johnny are just like, fuck this. Like, we just want to like work. Like, we want to get started. So maybe he was talking about me.
I'm going to send it to you. You tell me. I think he was.
I'm so flattered.
I think he was, man. But that's real. That's a good story. I definitely wanted to ask you about that, because another thing that interested me of you, like, you were signed to a serious label. Like, I thought you were so good. If you're signed to them, like, they obviously think you're so good, you know? So
Yeah.
I want to hear some stories about that. So good to hear.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah,
shit,
they're
man.
cool. Like a lot of you know Flipp Dinero?
Yeah.
So I went into a session with him because he was with Cinematic, and that was like when his song "Leave Me Alone." Like
Unreal
that's
song.
when that popped off. Yeah, I love that
Turned
song
up
too.
to that song quite a bit.
But I was in New York, and I was doing this photo shoot, and I think it was my first photo shoot. Shoutout Cones, love him. He was the photographer, but I also like hated being in front of the camera. So like the whole team was like, they got me alcohol, they were feeding me shots the whole time, like taking care of me. But by the end of it, we went back to the office, and I was like fucking hammered. And then Jonny was there, and he's like, yo, like Flipp Dinero, he's downstairs. Like, do you want to like go into a session and listen to some of his new stuff? And I'm like, I was blackout at this point, but I was like, yeah. And then I had a studio session right after him, so I was in with Flipp, and I just vaguely remember sitting there just like going like this, like
Vibing.
just vibing. I don't think I even really knew what I was listening to or what was going on. And then he left, and then my studio session started. The engineer came in, and we were actually working on Homie Wonderland. I don't know if you've ever heard that song.
Yeah.
And we had a couple versions of it at that time. And he was talking about the newest version, and I started talking about the old version. I was so drunk. He's like, Eryn, you need to go home.
Just call
Here,
it. Call it a night.
Just call it. I was like, yeah, you're probably right.
I feel like engineers and producers and shit deal with that so often though. Like, they don't even trip on it.
Yeah, he didn't really care, but after that, I really cared, and I
Yeah.
actually stopped drinking for like a year.
Good for you, man. That again is mature, because you're learning shit. Like, okay, I still want to do this, but pick the time, pick the place a little bit differently.
Yeah, I didn't want to like rely on alcohol to do everything
Very relatable.
and be comfortable. So
Very, very relatable. I felt the same way, alcohol and weed, like both of them.
yeah,
Like, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to have to smoke before I do everything, you know?
I know.
It's hard not to.
Like I don't know if you were the same, but like you would smoke weed like to function, to like be human.
Bro, it wasn't even like something to think about.
Mm-hmm. It
And I
didn't like
still
affect
am.
you. Yeah.
No, exactly. And I still am that way to an extent, but a little more controlled.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna go to church at this, you know, like,
Yeah, like, I just
facing a thing.
Like now we do it to relax.
Exactly.
And vibe.
Exactly, man.
Yeah.
Any other drug stories you want to share? 'Cause
I don't
gotta
know.
ask.
There's like a bunch. There's too many. I don't even know. There's not one that like jumps out at me right now, but
I feel that. Just
we might get
jumbled.
into it. Who knows?
Fair enough. Okay. Ask you about the painting.
Mm.
Psychedelic vibes.
Yeah.
First of all, Love this painting. It changed the room. As soon as I brought it in here, it changed the room big time.
I'm gonna make you another one, like
live
for free on me.
Live. We got proof now. Video evidence. Let's get it.
Yeah, I fuck with you. I love what you're doing here. So,
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
that means a lot.
I want to add to the space.
Yo, again, artist. Like most like charted singers, if you told them paint something, like they couldn't even do it. Yeah. Like not even something fire. Like they wouldn't even try. Like, no, that's not what I do. Yeah. You're a fucking beast artist making these crazy paintings. Yeah. When the hell did that start for you?
I've always painted as a kid, for sure. It's a creative outlet for me, right?
Yep.
So I just do it because it's more fun to me than reading a book.
Yes.
Or researching politics.
You like to create shit.
Yeah. And Cinematic at the time had like a high art series.
Watch that.
You did?
Fire.
So they were actually kind of like surprised because a lot of people go in there and like they'll just try and like paint like a house with a person or something, and it'll look like respectfully it'll look like a 7-year-old like drew it.
Yeah.
But I like went in there and knew exactly what I wanted to do, and I just started like pouring the paint, and they're like, whoa, like we never had someone do this. And then like there was that one, I don't know, I didn't watch the whole video because I just can't bring myself to do it.
I watched it, bro. I watched the whole thing. Hell really? Yeah. Fire.
I at one point I was like, okay, I think it's like done, but I did it so quickly, and they're like, no, like we need more footage. So they're like, here, start using brushes. Like, can you like do
True. Yeah, there was a part with that.
Yeah. That's when I start using the brushes. Yes.
And it didn't need the brushes for sure.
Thank you.
100%.
I agree.
Yeah, you were again, never have seen anyone do that in my life. Just pouring it with the fucking tube. Like, what the fuck? How does this look so good? Ridiculous, bro. Dripping and shit.
But also, they made me smoke on the thing, and I didn't really love that. I thought it was a cool idea, and I was down, but then when I smoked, I was like, man, I'm not who I used to be. Like,
bro, that's how I know you're
this is like hitting me.
That's how I know you're a real smoker, though. Mm-hmm. Like, yo, I feel weed especially. Weed's very personal to me because I've been doing it for a long time. Mm-hmm. I feel like now, like modern media, it's seen as just like a accessory.
Yeah.
Like, oh, every rapper has to have a blunt with them, like smoking weed. Like, it's nothing. Yeah. Bro, weed is it's still like a psychedelic. Yeah. Like, it's still something where it makes you think, like it.
Totally.
I've done all those hallucinogenic shit, psychedelic shit. Weed still sometimes where I'm like, wow, I'm so fried right now.
I know.
And I'm thinking of so much crazy shit.
Also, I think the weed is not, like, when we used to smoke it in high school, it wasn't really strong, but, like, as the years went on, it got more popular. Yeah. And now it's, like, the weed, like, I'm pretty sure we were smoking weed that was, like, maybe, like, 10% THC.
Yeah, barely weed.
Because we were just, like, smoking it, and, like, it didn't affect us, and you just keep smoking. Like, you just always hit this one level of high, and, like, True. Now it's, like, there's 30% THC in here, and I'm, like,
dabs.
Not smoking that.
Nah, facts, bro. That's the thing where it's like, I really like that you said that you didn't want to smoke, because now I feel like it's just seen as like, oh, smoking, that's nothing. Yeah. Yo, it is, man.
Yeah, and like being on camera and smoking is not the vibe.
Being uncomfortable and then smoking, you're gonna be super uncomfortable.
Yeah, I hated it. But I don't know if on the video they showed it, I was drinking wine.
Yes.
I was like trying to balance it. Just like my show.
Again, okay, that's real.
Yeah.
But see, again, you held it down though. I wouldn't have been able to tell that like you didn't want to be doing that.
Thanks.
Which is a talent. Again, a smoking talent.
Yeah, but also a lot of the times in the industry, you just put on a face.
For sure.
Like, you just have to put on a face and do things because you just have to do them. There was a lot of things where I was like, why do I need to come up with quotes? Or why do I need to do this? Or be on camera and do this? And they're like, no, like, you have to do it. And, like, when I first signed with the label, even TikTok was not what it was.
Right.
And my digital team, Shoutout Brandon, he was like, yo, you gotta get on TikTok. Like, just make stupid videos. Like, painting, piano, whatever. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. And now that I'm not with them, I'm like, he was fucking right. Like, I'm stupid. TikTok is huge. That's how people go viral.
But it's also like, who gives a fuck about that?
I know. That's, yeah.
Like, I'm sure, okay, I might be talking shit, but when you found out, like, Ball had 1 million plays, I'm sure it was an awesome feeling for you.
Yeah.
But was it better than when you, like, made a sick painting or made a banger in the studio? Like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it's different feelings.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. I mean, painting is nothing compared to music for me.
Right.
Like,
let's take painting out. Let's just say music.
Yeah, because...
Like, making a fire TikTok, there's no... Like, when I say fire, it gets a lot of recognition. Like, no way it's going to have the same, like, emotional feel as when you make a song where you really poured your heart out.
Yeah, right? Yeah, like, getting a lot of views on my music is more important to me than how many likes I get on a photo or how many views I get, like, on an Instagram reel. But there was one reel that I posted on Instagram, and it was, like, me pouring paint on a pumpkin. And it got like 25,000 views, and I was like, oh my god, I'm famous. I was like, I'm going viral. But then it just stayed there.
It's like a hit. It's a hit. It's like you did something right now. It feels sick.
Yeah, but that feeling lasts like 3 seconds.
It's drugs.
Yeah.
It's drugs. It's real shit drugs.
No, 100%. But like a song is like, I go back to Ball all the time, and I see how many plays it has, and it's like dopamine instantly. Like, it's just like a high.
Because that is an example... Ball is like the perfect example of something that cut through. Like, it's pure quality and it hit. Like, there's a lot of shit where it was like a trend. Like, it had a specific sound that was hot at that time.
Yeah.
Millions of those. It's not, you listen back 5 years later, it's not a great song. It was a moment. Like, Ball, if you listen to it like 10 years from now, it's gonna be sick because it's a great song.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
Can I be honest with you? It's not my favorite song.
Yo, again, Matt, we need a Matt counter in here. Matt Morgan told me, he's like, yeah, Ball, I fuck with Eryn's music heavy. Ball's not my favorite. I'm like, you're crazy, bro.
Really?
I love Ball.
That's my guy.
Ball. Yeah, he said that. He's like, yeah, Ball's not my favorite. I forget what his favorite was.
He was really into Swallow when I dropped it.
Great song.
Yeah.
Amazing
That
song.
was like a moment in our friend group, though, when I dropped it. I don't know if you saw the video for it.
He told me about it.
I recently had to, like, take it down.
Send me that.
Because, like, I will. Because my friends have, like, real jobs now. So...
Bro,
they
Matt
were, like,
has a
snorting coke
super
in it.
real job. They better not see this shit.
Yeah,
but
my friends were like...
it's coming out.
And I was, like, a little petty about it for a while. I was like... Because I filmed, edited, shot, I did it all on my own, and it, like, when you watch it, like, when I send it to you, you'll feel that.
Yeah, he told me about it.
Mad. I wasn't mad, but I was like, I don't want to, like... And as soon as I took it down, there was so many people that, like, messaged me, and on Instagram, Twitter, and they're like, what happened to the Swallow video? Like, it's so nostalgic for me and my friends, and, like...
Yes.
That, like, made me want to cry.
You can post it now. Statute of limitations.
I maybe just have to, like, blur out everybody's
archive
face.
it. Yeah, just archive it.
Yeah.
He did tell me about that.
But yeah, so Ball is not my favorite song.
Love that. Ball is like your biggest song to this day, right?
100%.
Typically, most of my favorite artists, their biggest song is not my favorite, but I still gotta say Ball, bro. For me.
I get it though, because it's like super chill. It's like an easy listen. It's like when you're like driving in the car at night.
Yes.
And you it's like those lo-fi. It's like weird because it's like pretty vocals but trap beat, so it's kind of like you're getting a lot at once.
Yeah, you're getting a lot at once. Do you have a favorite Eryn Martin song?
But like I think that it's different. It's a favorite for me for different reasons because of. Like, maybe there's a lot of different factors, but, like Swallow is, like, my baby, because...
Swallow's great, man.
Of, like, what I'm talking about, the time period it came out. I had so much fun with my friends shooting the video, so that's, like, a song for all of us. That's my favorite, but, like, EDOG Volume 2, there's so many songs on there where I'm like, these are my, like, Dayquil is my baby.
That's a good one. Because
the story is, like, very me. It's very my life. Like, it's very raw, vulnerable. You might not, like, get it when you listen line to line, because I do a lot of wordplay, and I try and, like, I don't like just saying things blatantly. Like, I try and say it mysteriously or in a... Because you could say, like, oh, that painting is pink, but you could say that 25 different ways.
Exactly.
And make it sound cooler or make it
That's
sound
what
different.
I meant when if you pick up on what your favorite artist is actually saying and it's
Yes.
subtle,
Yeah.
it's the coolest shit in the world.
Yeah. So I try and do that. So Dayquil, I kind of like do that a lot, but Dayquil and then Swing. Like Swing is one of my babies because the producer who produced it is actually German. He lives in Germany. And at the time I was listening to a lot of like German trap artists. Like I was trying to get into their scene. And there was like a bunch of songs that I was really fucking with, and they were all by the same producer. And I told Ben, who was my A&R at the time, I'm like, yo, like, I don't know how you're gonna do this, but like, can you get me a pack from this guy? I think his name is Shoutout Sharama. So talented, like one of the dopest producers ever because his beats are just so chill. And somehow Ben got it. He messaged me. He's like, yo, I got the pack. I'm like, oh my fucking God. And then Swing was like the one that I took from it.
It's interesting where you're like, you weren't sure, like, how is he going to get it? Yo, shit's not as complicated as we think it is.
I know.
Like, yo, can I get a pack?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's probably how it went.
But like,
and we think it's much more complicated.
Because he has to message him and represent me. So sometimes I feel like it's more professional when you have someone representing you reaching out rather than me just being like, yo, I'm an artist. I like your music. Send me a pack.
Very true. Yeah.
It's all about the business.
It's all about the business. Yeah. Pollies.
Yeah.
Real shit. Fuck, man. What a good conversation. Do you have any... Actually, no. Fashion. You've been putting out fashion.
Yeah.
You put out... I forget the name of the most recent song.
Awesome.
You put out a little pack lately, like a little three-peat.
Yeah.
All kind of different sound, but similar. I could tell you were in kind of a similar headspace when you made all those. Is that fair to say?
Definitely. But working with different people. So Dom, I made OCD and fashion with. So fashion is kind of like, what do they call it? Like Jersey funk or something? Like the bass in it. We were in LA actually when we made it. I just thought it was a cool song. Like I was like talking my shit a little bit. I was fresh out of being out of a label, and then we made OCD after we watched Playboi Carti at Smokers Club because we were both inspired. I love Playboi Carti. So we kind of made like his type of hyper pop kind of
Very
sound.
interesting.
Yeah.
Playboi Carti, his current stuff, his older stuff, everything.
I mean, I love his older stuff, but there's, like, some newer stuff that I like, too. But I was more inspired by his live performance. I don't know if you've ever seen him.
Vampire, bro.
Yo, he really is. And his old stuff didn't really give me that vibe.
No, his old stuff was more chill, like, kind of stoner-ish.
Yeah.
Now it's, like, turned.
Yeah, and he came out, like, his whole set design was, like, this black triangle, and he's, like, at the top. And, like, everyone at the show started going so fucking crazy. And I was like, I didn't even know the songs he was playing, but I was going crazy. And then they had to cut his performance, and he didn't finish his set because people were, like,
oh, I saw that. Yeah, they were tweaking.
Yeah, and then we waited, like, 2 hours for ASAP to come on.
How was that?
We left.
I can't wait, bro. I can't wait for anybody.
I know. It was taking
too...
We were gonna wait, and then it was taking too long. And then, Young Lean was, like, right behind us.
Swedish king.
Shout out Young Lean.
Fucking love Young Lean, bro.
Great guy.
Another, like, of... Kind of, like, I'm gonna put you and Young Lean in a similar type category. Like,
thank you.
Feel what he's saying, bro.
Yeah, it's just a vibe.
Young Lean.
Yeah.
I love Young Lean, man. No
Same.
Young Lean slander allowed.
Yeah, no. Definitely not.
Real one.
Yeah, he's the best.
So he was behind you? Did you chop it up?
No, so my producer, he made like a bunch of USBs to like just give to artists. I was like, you're so smart.
That is smart.
And he's like, yo, who's behind us? And I was like, I'm not gonna look. Like, I'm gonna play it cool. Even though I was like freaking out. And then he's like, okay, I'm gonna go give him like a USB. I'm like, yeah, you should. Like, definitely go do that. So I'm like living through him kind of, and I guess he just like went up, said hi, talked to his manager.
Living through him. Yeah. I love that.
Gave him the USB, and I think that was it. Like, he came back and he's like, I don't know if they're gonna listen to it, but at least, like, I did it. I'm like, yeah.
Hell yeah. But, yo, see, people like Young Lean, I feel like you can't tell him to do anything. But if he heard your music, I guarantee he'd like it.
Yeah.
Fucking T. The hard part is getting them to listen.
Yes.
Even if you have fire.
But it's like, you don't want to be forceful. Like,
no, bro.
I've never been about shoving my music in people's...
No.
I'll post about it, but I won't be annoying about it.
Hey, just posted some new shit. Comment, like...
Or you know those people who DM their new music?
I've never talked to you in my life, bro. How are you telling me to post your shit?
Yeah.
And
like,
it's not
comment,
even fire.
Share. Like, no, that's not organic. That's not how you...
It's not organic, bro.
That's not how you gain followers. And even if they are going to listen to it, they're probably not going to like it just by the fact of how you approached it.
100%. Liking a song, liking an artist is the whole experience. Like, even interviews. Like, do you watch interviews?
Yeah.
If you see an artist that you're like, oh, he's pretty cool, let me check out an interview, you're on the fence. Then you watch the interview, he's kind of a dickhead. I feel like it's going to throw you off of the music a bit. But if it's an artist you like and the interview's awesome, like their personality's sick, even better, bro.
I was watching like Central C interviews lately because I listen to Central C every day, all day. Like, I'm super into... like drill and UK scene, but like his music for sure resonates with me. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna listen to an interview because I want to see what his voice sounds like. And I was like, oh my god, this guy is like so British. Like, he is so UK.
He's from London, man.
Yeah, he's
for
like
real,
definitely from there. But he was cool in the interview, and he was very nice, very personable. And I was like, yep, I like your music way better.
100%. It's very true. Very true. Like, Young Lean too, like super rare, but every time you see him like saying shit, it's chill. Like, you see kind of the vibe he has.
Yeah.
Like, yo, if I saw Matthew McConaughey or someone, I don't think I'd give a fuck. But if I saw Young Lean, I'd be geek. Like, yo, Young Lean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny because his music is he speaks English in his music, but he speaks broken English.
Yes, got heavy Swedish accent.
And like, for some reason, it just hits.
Because you're 96.
Yeah.
Like Matt. I'm 95.
Okay.
I think Young Lean's like 95, something, 96. Like, it's a certain time period in a way. Like, I don't want to sound like an old man, but it's true. Like,
no.
Our era, like A$AP Rocky, Action Bronson, TDE, all those guys. Like, it's a Young Lean specific time.
Yeah, it is. And we bond and resonate over, like, certain things
certain
in pop
weird
culture.
shit from the past, going on, you know? Real shit, man. Young Lean, Eryn Martin, that has to happen.
Let's just like manifest it right now. I was like,
he's coming to Toronto in a couple weeks.
No.
Yeah. He's performing at Rebel.
Are there tickets still available?
I think so.
We should go.
I'm down.
Do you want to go?
I'm super down. I didn't buy a ticket.
Okay, let's see if there's tickets still available because I really want to go because I actually missed his set at Smokers Club because I was watching 2 Chainz.
Okay.
No regrets.
Shout
but
out
like,
2 Chainz.
Little sad.
Yeah, like, I've never seen Young Lean live either. That would be, again, spiritual journey.
Yeah, I heard it was really, really good.
All right, Young Lean.
Yo, we should know. Let's actually go.
Super down.
I'm so down.
I think December 1st. I got to double check. But he's coming, man.
I was listening to, you know the song Agony?
Oh, I saw you posted that.
It made me cry. Yeah. I was crying.
So good, man.
I was crying.
Hurt.
Hurt, pain.
Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Young Lean.
Shout out Young Lean.
Yo, Eryn Martin, you're a fucking legend, bro. I really, really appreciate you coming out here. Amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to plug, promote, any stuff coming up?
I guess I should like promote my music, right?
Yes.
We have
a little bit, just a bit.
We did like the mini 3-piece rollout, fashion, OCD, awesome. So you should just go listen to those, smoke a joint, and just chill out and see what's going on. And then I actually am shooting a music video to a new track.
Fire.
It's an old track, but a new track, kind of. Like, I recorded a while, but we're dropping it now. And I'm really, really excited about it. And it's, like, more poppy, but it's really cool. And I'm going to do some new merch. I'm going to have shot glasses coming. yeah, lots of like exciting things. So.
It's gonna be draped in Eryn Martin merchandise.
I'm gonna send it all
Velvet
your
Eryn Martin merch.
Yeah. No, 100. I mean, you're gonna rep it with pride.
Hell yeah,
so
man.
That's important to me.
Love that, man. This is an awesome conversation. I really appreciate you, man.
Yo, thanks for having me.
Anytime, open door policy. Whatever you need, you let me know. Shout out Matt Morgan, bro.
Shout out Matt Morgan. He's gonna laugh if he watches this.
His ass off, bro. He's gonna die.
I love it.
Shout out Eryn Martin. Also, shout out to the Wasago reference in Trip.
Yes.
Remember that one? I said that to you too. I'm like, yo, it's talking about Wasago Beach turning up. Legendary.
Very relatable, right?
Very relatable. Eryn Martin, check her music out. Versatile Vigilante. Let's get it.
Thanks for having me.
Legend.
Yeah, that was so fun.
Fun as fuck, bro.